Hey guys, my name is Jaleesa and I'm back for another video, Fidget. And before we get started, you guys might notice there's something a bit different about my hair, Fidget. And that's because for Christmas, my aunt got me these gloves / oven mitts, Fidget, that basically keep me from touching hot things and burning myself with my ticks. So that has allowed me to straighten my hair again, which is quite nice. So thank you to my aunt. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about fibromyalgia. Cats. I know I haven't spoken a whole lot on this channel about fibromyalgia, Fidget, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And I think it's actually one of the only conditions that I have, I guess, that I feel, Fidget, a little bit uncomfortable talking about sometimes. I grew up with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. I've had it since I was about 9 or 10. Cheapsy. My mom thinks it was 10 and I think it was 9, so who knows really. When I was about 9 or 10, I got the flu a couple of times and I didn't really seem to recover all that well, Fidget. Instead of lasting like a few days to a week like it did for most of my peers, cranberries, it could last a few weeks or up to a month, and this quickly became an ongoing thing where I would get lots of chronic pain, nausea, lots of really bad headaches, a whole lot of brain fog, etc., etc. And I'm gonna put a link in the description about what fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome are, like the conditions themselves, Fidget, because I don't think I'm going to explain it too deeply in this video, maybe in a future video if you want to look out for that. Right now I have a pretty great support system. The people who are close to me totally believe me and all that, but growing up it hasn't really always been that way, Fidget, and I haven't really gotten the best reactions out of people growing up. Growing up, people like rarely, if ever, believed me that like I was actually sick. At best they thought I was just super anxious or depressed or whatever, Fidget. And at worst, and probably more likely, they thought I was just being lazy, Fidget, or attention-seeking. And growing up, I was very used to those reactions. I hadn't really experienced any other sort of reactions, at least not on a large scale. So I thought that people disbelieving me and sort of writing off or dismissing my symptoms, was normal human behavior when you see someone that's sick. And it wasn't until I grew up and got a diagnosis and had this fancy name of fibromyalgia attached to it, Fiji, that people started taking me a bit more seriously and actually believing that I was sick. But I still had years and years of people telling me that I was just lazy and attention-seeking. So I think that definitely plays into a role of why I can still feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about it today. I mean, if you were to ask me about it directly, I would tell you no problem, Fidget. But unless I'm like very obviously struggling with it, I probably won't bring it up. And even among my friends, if I'm like in the beginning stages of a flare-up, and I can sort of hide it, I probably will, Fidget. And probably another bigger side to why I can feel uncomfortable talking about it, or like sometimes I'll try to hide it or play it down a bit, is that I really, really, really don't want to be pitied. Like, as much as people accuse me of being attention-seeking, as a kid, I really, really don't want people's attention that much, especially if it's just straight up like pity. I don't want people to feel bad for me. I don't want to make the conversation depressing. I don't want to be a bummer all the time. I certainly don't want to be complaining about my health symptoms all the time. Fidget. I don't really like it when people know that I'm struggling with it, I guess. Fidget. Sometimes even people, Fidget, when they're just being compassionate or whatever, it can like freak me out a bit inwardly, just because it feels like it's too much attention, I guess. Or maybe just because growing up, it's not the reaction that I'm used to or prepared for still. But I really do want to talk about it a little bit more on this channel and be a bit more open about it. I know I talk a lot about Tourette's on this channel, and Tourette's is the issue that I have that I talk about most in real life, fidget. But it's not the only thing in my life, and it's not the only thing that this channel is supposed to be about. It's just the most fidget obvious and visible problem that I have, and therefore I think the easiest for me to talk about. But I would appreciate it if you guys were to ask some questions possibly in the comments below. Is there anything you want me to talk about with regards to fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome? Or just any of my other conditions like depression or ADHD, insomnia and whatnot. Or just me in general. Questions about life. I don't know. Whatever you guys want. And I also want to give a shout out to Caitlin Lunsford. She has a couple of very cool videos about Tourette's, and I will also be linking her channel in the description. So you can go check her channel out or subscribe or leave a nice comment. Fidget. And I think that's all I've got for you today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!